According to Procon.org, the U.S., having the highest per capita total in the world, has 120.5 guns per 100 people. Now, considering these statistics, I'm going to be comparing the two opposing viewpoints concerning gun laws. Having read from credible sites about this topic, I feel adequately prepared to present my findings about this topic to my audience. Because this is a heavily debated topic, I think my audience should be well informed of the opposing sides so that they too can develop their own opinion on this topic. Today I will be explaining the pros and the cons of banning both high magazine or automatic rifle weapons. The side that is in favor of having either more or more strict gun laws might argue that high capacity magazines should be banned because of their large involvement in mass shootings, because of the fact that they can so easily subdue a crowd. One supporting point is that 50% of the shooters in the 62 mass shootings between 1962 and 2012 possessed either semi-automatic rifles, which fire every time the trigger is pulled, guns with military upgrades such as enhanced optic abilities, and handguns with magazines with more than 10 rounds, all of which would be banned in California by Feinstein's bill. When this ban expired in 2004, the California market was flooded with these weapons and civilians were able to purchase these kinds of weapons. After this, the fatality rate of shootings was greatly increased. Also, another supporting piece of evidence is when weapons with high-capacity magazines were involved in shootings, the death rate rose by up to 63%, while the injury rate rose by 150%, which is quite substantial. Although banning these weapons could be helpful in some situations that were previously discussed, there are some positive effects of the opposing view. Those who are opposed to applying more gun control laws could argue that the efforts of gun control have been proven ineffective. An argument that could be made that supports their belief could be the fact that even small magazines can be changed in seconds, so the banning of high-capacity weapons cannot deter mass shootings or crime. Also, background checks are very thorough when trying to purchase a weapon like these, and almost impossible for people who have been previously convicted of a crime for them to buy one of these. Also, while gun ownership doubled in the 20th century, the murder rate decreased because of the fact that more people were able to defend themselves from criminals, and criminals were more cautious because more people were carrying weapons in which people could use against them. Of the 62 mass shootings in the United States between 1982 and 2012 discussed earlier, 49 of the shooters used illegally obtained guns. Mexico has some of the strictest gun laws in the world, and yet, in 2012, Mexico had 11,309 murders related to weapons compared to the United States that had only 9,146 gun homicides. The country has only one legal gun store compared to the 63,709 legal gun stores as of 2014 in the U.S. Because criminals would not be killing people if they cared about the law, they will not obey gun laws. To quote John Stossel, criminals in possession of these weapons now have an easier job, and the incidence of gun-related crime has risen. As the saying goes, if gun laws are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. When examining the topic of gun control, one must weigh both the positive and the negative effects of limiting societal access to firearms. So, in summary, there are many pros and many cons to making more gun control laws. Hopefully, I have been able to inform my audience of the different viewpoints concerning this topic so that they can develop an opinion that they feel is ethically sound and backed by supporting facts and statistics. All of my information was researched and derived from reliable sources. As an issue that can be affected by the votes of the citizenry, I encourage you to consider carefully all the information in order to become an educated voter. The statistics of showing the American per capita ownership of guns can seem like an overwhelming number. We, as Americans, will have to decide whether those numbers demonstrate that Americans are enjoying their Second Amendment right or perpetrating a violent society.